both among its players and fans. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. DA, take it away.
Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni is the modern-day godfather of pace and space. His teams in Phoenix popularize small ball, moving around and pushing the tempo in their 7 seconds or less offense. It's ironic that now his Houston team plays a much slower isolation style of basketball. Kevin, that shows his flexibility and D'Antoni's ability to adapt to his personnel.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. And we got a chance now to check out multiple seasons of assist numbers and what has been the trend for Harden.
The drop in his assists over the past few years have made him more of a one-dimensional player offensively. He needs to get that passing element back in his game, and that'll make life a lot more difficult for opposing defenses.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert, and it's O'Neal in at the 3. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's House in at the 3 side. And with the summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Now here is Conley. Kicks to Mitchell. Over Harden. That one a little long. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. Here's Westbrook. Rebounded by Donovan Mitchell. Harden against Conley. Passes to Gobert. Dishes it to Mitchell. Puts up a 3. Nailed from three-point land. Mitchell's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Utah. Westbrook against Conley. And the shot is good.
The slashing ability of Russell Westbrook is undeniable. Good luck keeping between him and the basket.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Westbrook. A finish, and Westbrook throws it down.
Well, to say Russell Westbrook will give you a nightmare in transition. He'll keep people up tonight.
Westbrook's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Mitchell kicks to Ingles. It's rebounded by Houston. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers. Took him no time at all on that one.
And defensively, you got to respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
Now, here's Mitchell. 11 points for him in that last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Conley feeling it out. Shot clock at 5. And it's Mitchell missing. The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And here's Covington from the arc. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Robert Covington has put in the time to make himself a long-distance threat.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder. let's have a quick look at some of the league's top defenders in the season's second half. Fourth, James Harden.
Defensively, he's been a glove. I mean, he has just been blanketing his opponents.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Conley, the pass to Ingles. Well, might be the end of the regular season, Doris, but tonight's game has postseason implications.
What's better for an NBA team late in the year than to have a great test with a highly competitive group you're looking opposite? So obviously you want to play tough, meaningful games in preparation for the playoffs. This is going to be great.
Playoff atmosphere, you're right.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Now here's Gobert, guarded by Zucker. To stop the run. Here's Ingles. Good D by Covington.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the three ball is good. Westbrook's got 7.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
And what surprises me, Greg, is the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. That has been their preferred weapon tonight.
Here's Mitchell. And the rejection by Harden. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. 5 on the clock. Gobert trying to get open.
Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
The kick out to Westbrook. Puts up a 3. Rebound, Utah. Now Mitchell. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. Now, here is O'Neal. Here's Gobert. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
I tell you, increasingly able to contribute on the offensive end. And that's a problem. Rudy Gobert doing work.
Drills the three-pointer.
How about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Mitchell with it. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell looking it over. Pass to Conley. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Westbrook. And here comes House, leading the fast break. And the basket by Harden.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Jazz trail by 16. And here is Mitchell. The pass to Gobert. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
And Doris, Rudy Gobert has come a long way as a finisher.
No doubt, Kevin. He has led the league in field goal percentage, and they have worked so hard to get his balance and strength correct. This guy is becoming more and more dangerous as a scorer.
That free throw, no good.
Interesting story about Rudy Gobert. He was an excellent student in high school, but he was getting into physical fights. So what does his mom do? Play sports, my son. Track and field, martial arts, even ping pong. What I love, though, is he has not lost that tough disposition.
And he sinks the second. Indoors, especially at that center position. You know, GMs like a player with a fighting spirit.
Rudy Gobert plays with a chip on his shoulder and a competitive spirit. A lot of seven-footers, Kevin, play the game simply because of their size. Rudy Gobert wants to be great.
And so it's Moody with it. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 17. He dishes it to Clarkson. And Gobert kicks to Clarkson. Stolen by Tucker. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Harden. Finished off the break. Harden's got 10.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Clarkson. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Gobert, the pass to Moody. Sinks the triple.
Well, Rudy Gobert stands 7'1", and he's an unselfish guy. It puts the pass on the money.
Passes it to McLemore. Harden surveying the D. Just 5 on the clock. Shot on the wing. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Westbrook against Clarkson. The dish now to Moody. Here's Clarkson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And here's Ingles outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Tucker's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Utah calls timeout. And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy, Greg, it would be P.J. Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, P.J. gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. You look at Utah. They've had a great season, and will look to extend that into the playoffs. And, of course, there's the Rockets. Right behind them, just 1 spot down.
Yeah, right now, though, the Rockets, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but just give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
The resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
Basket good.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Outside Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. Outside Green. Pass to Clemens. Now here's McLemore. Defended by Moutier. Green kicks to Westbrook. A 3-ball. He's off on that one. Jazz trail by 17. Here's Niang. No points in the game yet for him. Left side Davis. Back to Clarkson. Here's Niang. Guarded by McLemore. Gobert trying to get open. Down he goes. Nice one there from Niang.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Green against Gobert. The pass to Clemens. Westbrook. Shoots over Clarkson. He can't get it to go. The Jazz go the other way with it. Here's Moutier. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. They get Russell Westbrook.
Boy, when Moutier plays with passion, this guy capable of converting through contact.
And although the team didn't have much success last year, Emmanuel Moutier certainly got his career back, I thought, Doris, in the right direction.
Well, I think for Emmanuel, he had an opportunity for minutes, and he played as he needed to in order to show that he is a capable player going forward. The tools, I think, have always been there for the former number 7 pick. It's about starting to put it together consistently.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Inside, here's Green. And just miss after miss right now.
You know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
So it's the Rockets now after Ed Davis's score. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's his first foul. .27 seconds left in the first quarter. From 18 feet away, the shot's good.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Now Clarkson still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. This one for three, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Houston Rockets up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back right after this. Rudy Gobert talks about his expectations for the team.
Every year I want to keep getting better, and you know, people didn't really believe in our team a few years ago. They were kind of, you know, laughing at us. When I say I want to win a championship, people are laughing. I believe that we're going to win a championship.
Well, and as a competitor, this is what you should be thinking, and Greg, you should be talking about winning a title.
For sure. I mean, it'll take a lot of work, but Gobert sounds like he's up for the challenge of proving the doubters wrong.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. Quite a position here for the Rockets to be in. What do you think, guys?
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Rockets, we've got Green. Damari Carroll is out there with McLemore. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Clemens in at the one spot. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul. They were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it. Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz, D.A. Thank you. Carroll passes to Clemens. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rivers, and another 3 for Houston.
Well, if you are a modern NBA shooting guard, you have got to be able to shoot with range, and Austin Rivers knocks it down.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Gobert dishes to Moutier. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Rivers. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers. Right side, Green. Clemens. He's covered by Clarkson. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 11-point game. And slam dunk by Gobert.
You know that old expression, you can't teach size, but Gobert showing great effort as well. I love that he creates second chance opportunities.
Rivers can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 9.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
This is it to Clemens. Now, Carroll. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Green. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
And the Jazz call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Teams changing it up here.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Covington. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. He's putting up 13 points a game, 8 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And on both ends of the floor, he's a guy they look for to take up space inside.
Well, certainly with the rebounding, with the ability to block shots, basically he does all the dirty work. So the other guys can look pretty.
Now, here's Mitchell. Off target from outside.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
House the pass to Rivers. Harden outside. Pass to House. Rivers with it. Over O'Neal. Here's Tucker. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Tucker's got his first bucket in this one. Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Mitchell outside. The pass to O'Neal. Outside, Davis. And here is Ingles. Harden grabs the miss. Outside, Covington. He kicks to House. Launches a three. Rebounded by Donovan Mitchell.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pass to Conley. Dishes it to Mitchell. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And the basket by Harden. Harden's got 12 points in the game.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there and just leaves them behind.
You love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
Now, here's Ingles. 20 points for him last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing.
Doris, so interesting to watch 7-footers who almost never shot 3-pointers make that now a featured part of their game.
Give some credit to the coaches who recognized the game was being revolutionized and that 3-point shooting, regardless of position, would become integral to success. So a guy like Marc Gasol actually fought the idea of taking threes. Brook Lopez, Nikola Vucevic, all of them have become more integral to team success and more capable NBA players because they can shoot the basketball. It's beautiful.
It is evolving and adapting at that size. It's been something to watch. And here is Conley following the 3 from Austin Rivers. The tray. Again, Mitchell missing.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Now Conley. James Harden missing on the 3. Conley with it. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
The silky smooth dribble moves of Conley, so slick in how he creates for himself. And already over a decade in the league for Mike Conley, he never got past the numbers game to make the All-Star team in the crowded Western Conference. But make no mistake about it, Conley is star caliber.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Austin Rivers. And Greg, you talk to Conley, he'll admit he's been frustrated trying to break through and get that recognition.
Still, the way he plays the game, not focused on his individual numbers, unselfish, and focused on what the team needs to win.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him. So we'll see Russell Westbrook go to the line here. Michael Conley picks one up. The Rockets shooting their first foul shot of the night. And that one falls for Westbrook.
Boy, when you look back on Russell Westbrook's career, the athleticism at the point guard position, borderline absurd. The power, the speed with which he moves on the floor, boy, you just don't see it that consistently.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
And the shot goes down. Westbrook's got 20.
There's very few point guards who crash the glass as well as Russell Westbrook, determined to make an impact there.
Conley against Westbrook. Conley's shot is off. And with Westbrook and his elite athleticism, Doris, it can be seen in his great statistics.
Well, you don't average 30 points a game in the NBA unless you can absolutely blow past defenders like Russell Westbrook. Gosh, the strength in his legs allows him to fight for rebounds. He is so productive from the point guard position. It's extraordinary.
Here's Davis following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Mitchell gets to Conley. To end the run. Offensive rebound. Ingles can't get it to go.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Mitchell. James Harden picking up that last basket. Pass to Ingles. Back to Mitchell. To the paint. Rebound by House. Rockets leading by 20. Down low. And finished off by Westbrook.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Now, here's Ingles. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. O'Neal inside. Defended by Covington. And here's Conley outside. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And for Houston, their shooting in the second quarter has been superb. 58% from the field. And the basket by Harden.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here is Mitchell. And it's been a while, but he finally gets one to go. Mitchell's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Houston Rockets. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor. So they're running out in transition.
Got to beat him to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 24 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Multiple times we saw the bench cheering him on in the first 2 quarters of this one. Kenny, what do you think about the Rockets?
Well, you look at the explosiveness of Russell Westbrook. Even when defenders have position on him, he can accelerate past them and rise above the rim. He's a terrific athlete who plays with a sharp edge.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, the bottom line, they got to defend the three-point line much better. They were concentrating all their effort into protecting the paint, and these guys were standing behind the line. Yakum, Yakum, Splakakataya. And that strategy backfired, Ernie. They gave up far too many open looks, and all those threes killed it.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters. Just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And so in the game for the Jazz, inside we have Ingles and Gobert. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. And it's O'Neal in at the 3, the small forward.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Mitchell wide open. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Utah shooting a meager 37% for the game. Mitchell kicks to Conley. Here's Ingles. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Back to Conley. Shoots over Covington. Here's Gobert. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, Rudy Gobert patrolling the glass right now. This guy's a big-time rebounder with his quick feet and long arms.
Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Here's Mitchell. James Harden picking up that last basket. And the rejection by Harden.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Now Mitchell. After Westbrook's missed 3, Ingles finds Conley. Banked in off the glass. Conley's got 5 now. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Here's Westbrook. And good that time.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Jazz have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Westbrook against Conley. Mitchell outside. The 3 sinks the three-pointer. He's got 10.
Boy, the scary potential of Donovan Mitchell overall as a scorer. If it's a consistent three-point shot in his arsenal, forget about it, guys.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Back to Conley. Mitchell outside. For 3. Here's Gobert. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
Westbrook passes to House. Now, here is Harden. From 12 feet out. No good off the back of the rim. Jazz trail by 21. Now Conley. 5 points in the game. Westbrook with the steal. Jumps up and finished off by Westbrook.
How about the instincts of Russell Westbrook on the defensive end? Gives his teammate an easy chance there.
Jazz have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Mitchell finds Gobert. Gobert double teamed. Back to Mitchell. And the layup falls.
Timeout, timeout.
Mitchell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. And the Utah Jazz, not exactly a magnet for big-name free agents, Greg, but for their young star, Donovan Mitchell, it has been a perfect fit.
You know, they needed a score. He's played big minutes from day one and really thrived in that role.
He's checked in for the Jazz. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Michael Conley. Rockets leading by 21. Kicks it to McLemore. Pass to Carroll. Over Ingles. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got his first points in this one.
Well, I think he can make an impact in just about every phase of the floor. This guy, DeMarre Carroll's mid-range has got it going.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you ask around, his coaches and teammates love Donovan Mitchell. The way he carries himself, really infectious, upbeat, but also a born competitor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And going into the 2017 draft, Mitchell was a sleeper. Maybe even Greg to himself, he wasn't sure he was ready to make that leap.
And you know, Kevin, it was the NBA players he was working out with in the summertime who told him, man, you're ready right now. And a season that saw him second in Rookie of the Year votes validated that and built his confidence.
Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. And so it's Houston with it, following the bucket by the Jazz. Here's Clemens. Gobert with the defensive effort.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense. Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Here's Clemens, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
Jeff Green, he's checked in for Houston. George Niang, he's checked in for Utah. Jazz trail by 20. Now, here's Mitchell. 18 points for him. And the pass to Moutier. Pass to Gobert. On the wing, Mitchell. Clock at 4. Over Rivers. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
It's always a bonus when Rudy Gobert gets hot on the offensive end. This guy is doing a good job getting to his spots and capitalizing.
Outside, Green. Over Gobert. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Here's Clemens, got a piece of it, and he recovers it. Green, the pass to Clemens. Tries again, back to Green. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And the Rockets lead by 20.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
Moutier, pass to Gobert. He dishes it to Mitchell. That one good for 2. Mitchell's got 20.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
McLemore with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Clemens, and right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Now here's Moutier. Defense is right there to the inside, and the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Passes it to McLemore. Rivers against Mitchell. Pass to Clemens. Beyond the arc. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Well, the coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
Clarkson kicks to Niang. And here's Clarkson. And no good that time. Great tee that time from Green. Here's McLemore. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
76% at the stripe for him thus far this season.
The Rockets making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in. The Jazz also changing it up. Davis comes in for Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in for Emmanuel Moutier. On the free throw, no good. One of the most voracious rebounders per minute in the NBA. Ed Davis out of North Carolina. Terrific player.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. He put in a ton of time in the weight room. His Portland teammates actually used to tease him and call him shirt off Ed. He has bulked up and likes to throw his weight around inside now.
Here's Mitchell. The Rockets making the shot. Davis, the pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
One shot.
For Utah, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
One shot.
It is still amazing to me that in 2017, Donovan Mitchell wasn't even a top 10 pick. If you had a redraft, he'd likely go top 2. Absolutely incredible.
Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. O'Neal comes in for Mitchell. Here's Gobert. 17 points in the game. Clarkson. And it's off from 3-point range.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Westbrook with the bucket. Westbrook's got 32 points.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Conley. 5 points in the game. Clock at 6. Clarkson on the wing. Offensive rebound. Gobert. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
To me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Rockets ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back with you right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the 3 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Now here's Harden, following the miss by Michael Conley. Off target from 3-point range. There's the pass to Clarkson. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
This guy is more than capable of making that play. Jordan Clarkson confident around the cup.
Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Clarkson kicks to Conley. People look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin. You know, you think back to the history of players in the NBA and who can match up to the intensity of Russell Westbrook. This guy goes full speed, 100% every second he's on the floor, and regardless of how you rate Westbrook, you have got to admire what he brings nightly.
And that one falls for Westbrook. And doors with Westbrook, that competitive fire, an edge he plays with, can rub some opponents the wrong way.
It can, Kevin, and to be honest, Russell Westbrook probably wants it exactly that way. He's beloved by so many retired players because to them he brings that old school NBA mentality.
Both free throws good from Westbrook.
You know what I admire about Russell Westbrook? Were there weaknesses to his game when he came in? No question about it. But his work habits, his desire to excel and improve have turned those weaknesses into strengths. Truly extraordinary.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
It's stolen by Gobert. Conley up top. He's covered by Westbrook. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Conley finds Gobert. Westbrook against Conley. Here's Clarkson. From outside, off the mark.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Here's Conley. James Harden picking up that last basket. Now Conley. Westbrook with the steal. And finished off by Westbrook.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer it home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
Here's Clarkson. Westbrook with the steal. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively. they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Now, here's Clarkson. Conley with a wide-open look. Hits it from three-point range.
I'll tell you, tough first half, puts it in the rear view. The shooting percentage starting to reflect that.
Harden outside to the middle. Here's Tucker. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
That's just superb coordination and balance right there. Tucker's hard to move once he gets the ball inside.
And the Jazz call time here. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Sarapnya favorite.
Houston on D. Gobert dishes to Clarkson. Outside Conley. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative days.
Doris, what about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness. So long, so athletic. Rudy Gobert with a big-time dunk.
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and Houston again with the bucket.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this league.
Conley against Westbrook. Clarkson looking for an opening. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Occupying that instant offense role, Doris, Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
He throw good, Clarkson. And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all three levels.
And he gets the bucket. Harden's got 4 this quarter.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Conley, the pass to O'Neal. She and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have 2 goals. Instead of 1 championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good, and the Jazz making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. Good on both.
They are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Rockets leading by 20. Now here's Westbrook. To the paint. Here's Covington. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
We know this about Donovan Mitchell. This guy shows no fear even inside. Draws the foul there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
And so he hits both. Rockets leading by 18. Westbrook with it. Double team on Westbrook. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I just love the activity, a fireball of energy. Tucker earning himself a trip to the stripe.
That's good from Tucker.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Don't make no mistake, guys. One of the more effective second-round picks we have in the NBA. Tucker provides a steady diet of production.
And O'Neal gets it to go.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
And here's Westbrook. Second chance effort. Conley grabs the miss.
And his defense so valuable, and he can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
And he's embraced it, Kevin. And he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Mitchell drops them both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
For 3, Westbrook. Utah with the rebound. Ingles has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Still looking for his first triple of the half. He had 3 at the break.
Westbrook against Conley. Now the dish to Mitchell. Down low. Here's Ingles. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And one of those glue guys, Joe Ingles. Doris, talk about what he's brought to the table.
Oh, he brings so much to the table. Joe is an excellent shooter and passer. Mentally, he's got a great IQ. He's a leader, a communicator. And I'll say this to you, on the defensive end, they typically give him a very tough guard.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Russell Westbrook.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
On the wing, Mitchell. This is to Gobert. He kicks to Conley. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, and it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And that one's good. House.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Man, he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
Harden against Mitchell. That one, no good. Jazz trail by 13. Here's Conley. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Now Westbrook. Pass to House. And some nice passing there by Houston. Westbrook, no good.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way, because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Mitchell's shot is good.
Boy, Mitchell's confidence is off the charts right now. Off the dribble jumper, yes, sir.
Here's Westbrook. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Conley. The drive by Mitchell. And the rejection by Harden. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Jazz with possession. Westbrook against Conley. Here's Tucker. Another miss by Houston. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Mitchell is doubled. From outside the arc. It's not going to go for him. And Houston the other way. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Westbrook against Conley. Here's Tucker. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And the Rockets lead by 11.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Stolen by Tucker. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Russell. We often are told that the first game at home after a long road trip is like the last game of the road trip. How important was getting this win here?
It's huge, man. Coming off the loss last night, a tough one. And, it's a great win for us. Got back in on our home side, and we played great.
We'll see if the home cooking can keep you going. Thanks, Russell.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
From the top, make it drop everywhere. Ini